Hey guys. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about making inferences or making decisions based on what's happening in a story, okay? We're going to be using the true story of the Three Little Pigs today to be talking about the wolf and the pigs and how those decisions or the description of the events can change how we view the characters, all right? So without further ado, let's get started.
Everybody knows the story of the Three Little Pigs. Or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story. Because nobody ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf. Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheeps and pigs. It's just the way we are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think you were big and bad too. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. Way back in Once Upon a Time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. And I had this terrible sneezing cold. And then I ran out of sugar. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now, this neighbor was a pig. And he wasn't too bright neither. He had his whole house built out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind builds a house out of straw? So, of course, the minute I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't just want to walk right into someone else's house, so I called out. Hello? Little pig? Little pig, are you in? Are you in here? No answer. I was just about to go home without a cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. And that's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. I huffed. And I snuffed. And I sneezed a great sneeze. And you know what? That whole darn house fell down. And right in the middle of that pile of straw was our first little pig, dead as a doornail. He'd been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner just, lying there in the straw. So I ate it up. I ate the pig. I thought it was like a big cheeseburger just lying there. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. Now, this neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had a house built of sticks. I rang the bell in the stick house. Nobody answered. And then I called. Hey, Mr. Pig! Mr. Pig, are you in? Then he yelled back.
Go away, Wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chinny chin chin.
I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed. And I snuffed, and I tried to cover my mouth this time, but I sneezed a great sneeze. And you're not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell down just like his brother's. And when the dust cleared, there was a second little pig dead as a doornail, Wolf's Honor. Now, food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was left to do. I had dinner again. Think of it as like a second helping. I was getting awfully full, but my cold was feeling a little better. And I still didn't have my cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. And this guy was the first and second pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family, because he had built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. So I called. Mr. Pig! Hey, Mr. Pig, are you in? Do you know what that rude little porker said to me?
Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again.
Talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar in there, and he wouldn't even give me one little cup for my dear sweet granny's birthday cake. What a pig. I was just about to go home, and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake, when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed, and I snuffed, and I sneezed once again. And then the third little pig yelled,
And your old granny can sit on a pin.
Now I'm usually a pretty calm fella. When somebody talks about my granny like that, I go a little crazy.
All right, so the true story of the Three Little Pigs from the wolf's point of view. So it said that the wolf was a mean character, right? That's what we assume all the time about the story. At the end of the story, they assumed he was a bad character. But why was that? Well, that assumption, that conclusion that they could draw by his actions at the end of the story of him breaking into the house, right? I mean, if somebody's trying to break in your house, you kind of assume that they're probably not that great a character, right? So in this first column, it says the wolf was a mean character. Why or why not? We said that he was, right? Because, well, he was mean. Well, was he mean though? Really? If we think about the whole story, was he really mean? No, he was not mean. He was just misunderstood by the other characters, right? At least from his point of view, he was just trying to fix a cake for his granny. So based on what he was talking about, I mean, he sneezed and accidentally blew away the first two houses. And the third little pig was actually mean to him, which then made him angry, which causes the rest of the characters to not like him. Well, changes the whole story, doesn't it? All right, so we could also say that the pigs were not very smart. Well, we might conclude that because the first two made their homes really flimsy, right? The first two homes were made out of straw, which bends in the wind, and made out of sticks, which, unless you tie them together, typically fall apart. So the pigs were not very smart because the first two made their homes really flimsy, made them really easy to blow down or really easy to break, okay? Our last conclusion, that the wolf should be in trouble. Why or why not? Well, we could conclude at the end of our story, because the wolf was literally trying to break into the house. He even said, it's like, okay, yes, the pig angered me, but I was trying to break into the house. We could say that, yes, he should be in trouble. Because he was trying to break into the house. It doesn't matter if he was angry. That part's irrelevant. Big whoop. Yeah, you can get angry. But if you're trying to break into somebody's house, yeah, you're probably going to be in trouble regardless of the reason why you're trying to break in, okay? So making those conclusions, drawing those conclusions, understanding, okay, this is what's happening in the story, and because of these things and because of the knowledge that we have, we know that this must be true. Pulling those things out to make a conclusion, to make an inference of, if this and this is true, then that must have been what happened. Right, guys? So that is our conclusion to our conclusion video. All right, see you next time, guys.